Well, drift season is upon us.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Drift season truly is upon us. I can't believe it already snowed, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're going to be installing the headlight cowl onto my 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse GST. Now, those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Alan, and on this channel, we're building my Eclipse to be about a 350 wheel horsepower street car, possibly race car. And well, if you'd like to come along for the ride, I would appreciate a subscription. But we're gonna jump right into this.
So here's the headlight cowl. We're gonna be installing this with some 3M double-sided tape. But looking at the cowl, it's a pretty nice piece, fits pretty well. There was some layer separation in the back, but I already ground that down, so it's not really an issue. But overall, it's a pretty nice piece. I got the fiberglass one because I didn't need carbon fiber, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money on something that's, you know, cosmetic. So we're gonna be installing it right here today. I already cut the hole out, as you can see. If you want to see how I did that, I do have a video of me doing that, and I'll post it in the description below. So if you want to see how I did this, just go ahead and check out that video. But we're gonna go ahead and be installing this right there. But first we gotta clean it up and then throw it on, I guess.
But first, before we install the headlight cowl, there's a couple things you guys need to know. When you cut the hole out of the headlight, there's a few things that basically you need to know before you get into this. So first things first, the headlight cowl isn't really going to fit with the little black piece in the headlight. So if you plan on not making any adjustments to the actual cowl itself, just go ahead and cut that black piece out and the cowl will go right on as long as you cut a hole big enough. I didn't cut the black piece out. So what I had to do was I had to grind down the back of the cowl so that it'll fit, it wouldn't rub up on anything, and now it fits fairly snugly. But just so you know, the cowl is designed for that black piece, that black insert, to be cut or removed or however you plan on doing it. So just so you know, that's a little something for you to know if you plan on doing this to your Eclipse.
So before we install this, let's go ahead and pop the hood. Then we're gonna use our double-sided tape to throw it on. However, we do gotta clean it first. And that is pretty much it. It's not perfect because it doesn't sit perfectly flush, but the tape is staying. It's not completely flush all the way around. Like, for example, it's sticking down here, but not so much up here. But it is sticking on both sides, the top here a little bit, but as you can hear it, it's like kind of disconnecting a little bit if you press too hard on one side. But as long as it's all uniformly, like, all sides are making contact, so it shouldn't. So for now, it's just gonna stay like that. It's not bearing any weight really or anything. So, and if it falls off, it falls off. I don't really care. But I may go back and redo this with some silicone, you know. But, you know, then it's kind of irreversible. You can't take it back off. I was trying to make this reversible in case I wanted to paint it or something. But for now, it's on there and pretty darn solid. Let's go ahead and have a nice compilation.
Well, from start to finish, it was a pretty easy project, to be honest. Now, was it worth all the time and effort? Maybe. I don't know. It looks nice. Like I said originally, I did this because I hated how restricted my air filter was, so I wanted to give it another, you know, avenue of airflow. But overall, it was a pretty easy process. The hardest part was cutting the hole in the headlight, which we didn't even do today. The actual applying the, you know, double-sided tape and throwing the cowl on, super easy. It took me about 15 minutes or less overall. I wasn't really keeping track. I feel like it would be pretty similar in application, in process to your vehicle. I don't see it being really that different. The hardest part obviously is going to be cutting the hole in the headlight, and you got to figure that one out. But if you want to see how I did on my Eclipse, again, the link is in the description below. But before I end this video, we got a few items of business to go over.
Okay, so here's the list of things we need to get to that 350 wheel horsepower goal. So we got the leak down test and compression test done, and it passed, surprisingly. I've got a new thermostat on the way. We've also got the manual boost controller. Got that, so we're slowly making our way to the end of the list here. But the most important step was the leak down and compression test. If it passed, then we would move forward. If it didn't, then I would just kind of drive it as it is until it, well, died. But since it passed, we can go ahead and move forward with the bigger mods. So I've got a thermostat on the way. I'm thinking next week we're gonna do the fuel pump and rewire, because that's kind of a must on DSMs. Kind of have to do that. Alignment will be next, and then we're gonna start getting into our gauges. I may not get all of these, but for sure boost gauge, exhaust gas temperature gauge, air fuel ratio gauge. My OEM oil pressure gauge does not work, which is why I'm going to go for an aftermarket one most likely. But after all that's done, then we're going to move forward with these. And I also have something that's not on this list on the way.
So I'm super excited. I got something that's on the way for the Eclipse. I'm not going to say what it is, just because I want to keep it a secret. But gosh, you guys, believe me when I say you are not going to see this coming. It's not completely unique. There are a couple people that have done this before, but I don't know if anyone's ever documented it in the way that I'm about to, you know, on a YouTube channel. So we got some very good things coming up. If you guys want to be part of the journey, go ahead and subscribe. If you like today's video, go ahead and like. If you've got a car that you're going to be putting a headlight cowl onto, let me know in the comments. I want to know what kind of cars you guys are working on. I want to know, you know, your projects, your what you're hoping to do with them. I'm pretty much in the same spot as you guys. I'm just a college student that happens to have a project car, and I'm trying to do both at the same time, which is why I apologize. My videos have not been as consistent as I would like them to be, but I'm working, I'm doing school, and I am making these videos. So it's a lot to do, but within the next few months or so, this build is going to be, well, transformational for my car. It's going to be quite awesome. So if you want to be along for the ride, go ahead and subscribe. But if not, that's cool. That's cool. I don't really mind. That's right. But yeah, that's basically the end of today's video. And I guess I'll see you guys next week.